When dogs are really anxious, it can be helpful to teach them how to pay attention to their body. So when they are paying attention to what their body is doing, kind of like if you're holding a really challenging yoga pose, it's hard to focus on worries that you might have in your life if your body is focused on balancing. Dogs learning heightened awareness, it can help them break out of that kind of anxiety mindset if they're focused more on what their body is doing. So I'm going to show you how to teach rotate. So you're going to start with a treat on their nose, and you need to make sure they're following it. So if you bring your hand out, yes, and they don't follow it out with their nose, you need to start there, and the way you can get them to follow it better is actually do it in front of you. Yes. So first step is just making sure they follow the treat with their nose. Buck's doing that, so he's ready for the next step. So if you have a dog that just walks away when you do that, yes, then you need to put a leash on to keep him close. Buck doesn't do that, so I don't need to use leash pressure to keep him close. So I'm gonna mark anytime he pivots his hip or moves his shoulders out or pivots his hip this way. Yes. So he did a full spin, that's okay. Yes. Bring him back up. He didn't follow the food? Yes. Yes. Once you get a dog who really follows it well, you can start to move them around behind you. Yes. Now I can try the other way. Yes. Pick up the nose from here. Yes. The way to add difficulty would be decreasing the amount of treats in between. So he has to follow one treat instead of getting 3 separate treats. Yes. And then a way to add more difficulty is not have a treat in your hand. Yes. They can still get rewarded. Just pass the food. If you find that your dog is stuck on the back half of this, you can use a corner, like in the kitchen, or I'm going to use the living room here. So all I have to do now is rotate him a little bit. Yes. And I have kind of a chute created to make it easier for him to learn. Yes. If you lose that nose magnet, yes, you can always go back to the spin. So you might have seen that I lost that nose magnet, but because Buck got distracted by what the cat was checking out. So using that narrow space, getting that rotation can also be helpful. So you can get them rotating all the way around. That's one version, it's going all the way around. But you can also wiggle their hips, almost like a side pass. So you step to the side, move those hips over. Yes. Or you can do it as a turn. If I lose that nose, I've lost my turn. So you can do a turn version as well. All of those are going to help your dog learn how to pay attention to what his body is doing. And if you can ask him to do those things on cue, it's going to distract him from what's going on in the environment.